Welcome everybody, Steve here. Today we're working on this bathroom and it's not really quite a total gut job, but a lot of things have happened. I've had to change some plumbing here, got a new tub, new plumbing over here, and now I'm left with the plumbing here for the vanity. And these valves here are about 20 years old. And anytime you get a chance when you're doing a reno to put some new valves on, do it. Because if they start leaking down the road, let's say you shut them off, they usually leak when you shut them off. And this one did have a little tiny bit of a drip, but it did quit. But change them out because we're wide open here. It's really easy to change these. And if you got it, everything's all in place and you start getting a leak, then it starts to get quite difficult. There's some different options here. Now, if you're a typical homeowner and you don't have, a torch and you're not good at soldering, we're going to solder some on. But if you're not good at it, not confident at it, then there are some that that you can just kind of tighten up. They're a compression fitting, and they work great. And they're nice because you can just, pop them off. There's a little ferrule that is on the end of the pipe. Sometimes you just have to cut that little piece of pipe off if you have to change it out down the road. But you only lose a little tiny bit of the pipe. Now the problem I have with a lot of people is when you got these are soldered on. Now if I just take and cut this off, put another one on there, I can do that. But down the road, this piece of pipe gets shorter and shorter and shorter, and next thing you know it, your options are starting to get a little limited. So I'm going to actually sweat these off, clean everything up, and then solder on a new one. So let's get at it. First step, gotta drain the water. When you do that, open up all your taps so everything drains, and you want to make sure that everything is drained lower than this point here. If there's any water while you're soldering, you're going to fail. So let's get this drained. You can see I just put a tray underneath there in case we get a little bit of drippage. Always a good idea. So I got this little piece of tin here, and I'm just going to put that on there like that. That's going to help protect the wall a little bit. You just get a piece of tin from your hardware. This one's been around the block a few times. You can hear it release. Now all the water is draining out of there. Ugh. That's pretty black. Interesting. Okay. Eventually that will drain. So all we're going to do is heat this up. You need a pretty good torch. I'm going to grab a pair of pliers. Be right back. There's one. 2. Just going to heat this up. We're going to wipe off any excess solder. You can see it dripping off there, so we're getting nice and hot. Quite a bit on that one. Hottest part of the flame is at the end of the tip there on your blue. So don't go like that, just bring it back a little bit. Beautiful. Things have cooled down now. Now we have to sand these. Even though that just wiping it off, these things fit on there really nice. Both sides. This is oxidized a little bit. We want to make sure that everything is as clean can get. Just use a little bit of sandpaper. So I know they got those types of valves. I think they've got them out there. I'm not a journeyman plumber or anything like that, so I haven't seen enough. You know those push-on ones? I think they're called the shark grips or something like that. I'm not convinced yet, and I'm sure that there's some plumbers out there that just, you know, swear by them. Maybe there's some that swear at them. I don't know. Let me know if you've tried them out. I'm just going to go with the true and tested method. I just use one of these little brushes to get in here and clean the inside of the valve up. They gotta be clean too. Then all you do, just add a little bit of flux on there. I like to open up my valves in case there's any steam, it'll escape. Line everything up. Now it's time to solder. Before you weld your valve on, if you're going to put on an escutcheon here, or a little pipe flange, you can go ahead, but I got a lot of body work to do. So I'm just going to choose one of these little split ones, and they'll just they flip over like this, just like that. So that's what I'm going with. But if you got just the regular ones without the split, make sure you put them on first, or you have no choice. You'll have to go with the split one. Time to solder these on. Normally what I do is I put a little bit of a hook on my solder so that I can come in and go around. You know, it's a little tight to get in there, but it'll work. I just have a little piece of paper towel, use a cloth if you want to get rid of the excess that drips on the bottom. So you want to concentrate your heat on the valve, because that's the thickest part. just wait for it to drip a little bit on the bottom, so you know you got enough. Should get her. We'll give it a quick inspect here. That looks really, really good. Since I did such a poor job of filming that with my arm in the way all the time, I'm going to give you a close-up. Just so you can see it happening. I usually like to put a little chunk of solder right on the top. Well, it's already hot enough. If you put a chunk there and it starts to melt, then you know, and flow, you know that you got the right temperature. You don't want to go too hot. And then you just bring it around, bring it around. That's pretty good. You can see there that we got really nice flow there. It's not chunky or anything like that. That's going to work out great. I'm happy now. I got 2 new valves. I don't have to worry about them leaking. And, well, for another 20-25 years anyway. The last step, you know, this may seem a little stupid, but, you know, wait till things kind of cool down a little bit. Turn your valves off. You only do that a couple times in your lifetime before you learn your lesson. And it's happened to me a couple times. So now we're going to turn the water on, confirm that we're all good, and then we can move on to the next project. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Just want to slightly turn the valve on to get the water up here. Whoa. Okay, now we've got water. Now we can look for leaks. Looking good. Remember, it's the little victories that count. Time to move on to the next project.